Hello, welcome to another video from Alberta Bushcrafters. I'm Dean, and I'm going to show you something a little different today. This is a response to one of the videos from bushcraftbartons. Mike got a great channel there. I really like it. One of the things that he's demonstrated over the years is a number of different storage cases. Now, this is not the one he demonstrated, but I actually went to about half a dozen stores, websites, and so on, and I found out this is a Flambeau case just like his, but they don't make the green one anymore. This is sort of the new incarnation of it. I actually haven't even seen this on the Flambeau site, so I don't know where it came from. Before I continue, I want to give a nice little shout out to Jesse over at Wholesale Sports in the north end of Edmonton, because really went over and above the call of duty. I was looking for one of these a couple months ago, and I just dropped in. We couldn't find it. I'd given up all hope, and a couple weeks ago I was in the store. He said, "Hey, I found that that gearbox you were looking for." Well, this is not the same, but in a lot of ways it's even better. So again, thanks Jesse. So let's zoom in and get a closer look at this thing. Okay, so I reset the camera for a different angle. Not the greatest, but you get an idea of what this box is all about. First off, on the front, it specifically says it is a Flambeau Z-Rust corrosion protection marine box. And the model number on this is 1499. So it actually says it's got a polymer, it's made of a certain type of polymer that resists rust and corrosion. That's what I like about this. It actually seems like a wonderful case to carry, just to store my knives and so on. It's actually got an O-ring seal on it, and it's got a couple of different options for the lid. You can also see the price there, possibly. It says $24.99 at Wholesale Sports, and they just got them in. They come in this sort of blue-gray color. They also come in blaze orange, and you guys know how I feel about blaze orange. I tend to like it. So, let's have a closer look. Reach through the tripod here, so if I bump it, I apologize. First thing I like about it is there is a nice little panel. You can actually see I store some of my extra gear in here, the survival gear, some of the stuff I've had for ages. Right here I've got a really old Lensatic compass. I don't know, that might be a gift for somebody. Got a box of the stormproof matches. One of my favorite whistles, this is a Fox 40. Very loud. This actually goes back to my Boy Scout days. This is an old steel whistle. I keep it around just for whatever. And here I've actually got one of my many fire steels. Oops. Nice thing is that lid opens right up and back. I don't know if you can see that. I had it like this. It goes right back. Yeah, anyways. This is actually from my old trekking days in high school. This is just a Swiss Army camper. And yeah, like I said, one of my many fire steels and striker. It's one of my first, I believe. I picked this up for $12 at, I think it was the Edmonton Sportsman Show in 1999 or 2000. This has been the spare. I've had it with me all this time. And another Fox 40 whistle. So this top compartment is really good, just storing whatever spare gear. I do not have as many bushcraft knives and so on as most people. Okay, now let's take a look. Unlike the other boxes that have two latches, this only has the one. I don't mind that too much, but I'd like the opportunity with this to take the lid or the top off, because you'll see here, once I turn it sideways again, oh, I'll latch it again. Put the camera up a little here. One of the things I'm not happy about is when you unlatch it. The lid is on hinges. And did you hear that? That's all my stuff getting rattled around. Minor flaw. It's not going to stop me from using this. I love this box. So, the other thing we have here is a pull-out tray, and it's a fairly deep pull-out tray. You'll actually see, got the other half of that Carolina Tools knife set from Canadian Tire. Do not buy this at full price. In fact, you might not want to buy it at all, but it's a nice little absolute last recourse blade. So last resort. And I go to the odd auction and I pick up weird things like old lock blade knives and cases and so on. Most of them are garbage. This is one of them. This is just an old knife case. It says even on the front, it says Franklin Mint Collector Knives. Yeah, okay. This is that other Carolina Tools. Before I knock them too badly, I will say that before I could actually afford a decent Leatherman and Gerber, still can't afford a really decent Leatherman or Swiss tool, but I'm working on it. But these two, oh, this was always my backup, and this was my main multi-tool for a few years. And this is my main knife. I've actually put some camo tape on it. This is a Mora #1. This cost $8. You can actually see the original red birch handle on there. I'm not a huge fan of the partial tang, but I've used this for batoning and it's lasted. Again, this is circa 2000, so 14 years old. I have not taken it out for a number of years. I just recently sharpened it though, and you'll see what I sharpened it with. Picked this up at the same Sportsman show that I bought the fire steel at, the 2 fire steels. In fact, I really loved that show because they let me, instead of just demonstrating like you see a lot of trade shows and so on, the guy actually let me try out the fire steel right there, and took a bit of convincing, I'll say. Well, that's where I actually learned that the ferrocerium rods, what they called originally a Swedish fire steel, they were the wave of the future, because this guy was actually the original manufacturer apparently, and they were brilliant. I hope he's retired happily on that. I actually took 2 strikes to set fire to ordinary newspaper laid totally flat. This is the knife I bought there. It's a Ruco, but now you might know it as, I believe it's the Mora 511. This one's a little different. It's got the green handle. Razor sharp. This was my sort of backup knife for years. So I think Mora might have just licensed these or made them for a Ruco, because they're there. I am getting a few different bushcraft knives this year, some more full tang ones. But this is one I picked up a few years ago that I really like. Once again, you'll know how much I love Moras. This is the Light My Fire Mora knife. A little nicer handle. You notice I didn't have to wrap it in the cloth camouflage tape. I do not remember the exact model. Mora makes a knife just like this, but one of the things I like about this one is there is one of my many fire steels right in the handle. I will have to look up a source for replacements, because this is going to be with me for a number of years. Got a nice sheath. It's basic. It's basic, I don't know, plastic. So that is absolutely all I have in the top compartment. There will be more. Remember, I'm fairly new at this, folks. This is the first season I've ever done anything like this as far as videos, and I just got back into bushcraft maybe about 2 years ago. I can't believe I just did that. I closed it. I'm going to show you what's inside, and this is what I really like. I should do a review. Now, that's one of the reasons I don't like the cloth tape. I might switch this out for camo form or something else. Before we go on, this is a neat little tool that not many people have or use. This is another Mora. You notice it's got 2 handles on it. Once again, this is razor sharp. This is a Mora draw knife. Just a little one. This does a wonderful job, and some people have said it's almost even self-sharpening. I have yet to see that. I do have to sharpen it once in a while, but this is a, look at the edge on that. This is an absolutely marvelous knife, and you could shave with this. Just be a minute to put this back. I don't use this knife too much. I often find it's an extra in my kit. If I can spare a little bit of weight, I'll bring it along. This is great for ripping branches off trees, for debarking trees, you name it, and it is just lightning fast. So now we'll take a look inside, and this is what I'm carrying. I figured as long as I have the knives, I may as well have some sharpening gear. Now, I have seen Grand's Force axe stones and so on. This is what I use. Many people have talked about this. This is the Lansky Puck. Open it up quickly. I've got it stuck together real good. Okay. You have a coarse side that's really good for taking care of nicks, filing out the blade. You have a smooth side. This puts a nice finish, a nice edge on an axe. You don't need an axe to be razor sharp where you can shave with it or anything, but it puts a great edge on an axe in minutes. And the other nice thing I like is the bevel. As you can see that, we've got quite a bevel here. And the reason I like that is sometimes people have a habit of overlapping the stone with their fingers. You train yourself to use the edge, you'll never cut yourself on the edge of an axe with this. I might do another video just on this sharpener. This is a little, well, it's not very heavy, but I might rather carry a 4-in-1 file, as Dave Canterbury from the Pathfinder school says. I actually like that little file. I have yet to get one. You notice I have a lot of Lansky stuff too. This is the clamp for the sharpening system. This is the Lansky Deluxe. I'll open it up. These 2 guys I'll talk about in a minute. Yes, it's leaning now. So this I like. I will almost definitely do a video on this. You can go to Lansky.com and they've got some wonderful videos. This is the Deluxe sharpening system. And it's not the diamond one. So you've got an extra coarse. That's for reprofiling an edge. You've got a coarse, a medium, a fine, and the yellow one's an ultra fine. It's got the clamp here, and it's got the 5 guide rods. Now this was something I just picked up this year, and I have sharpened scissors, kitchen knives, you name it on this. This is a marvelous kit for the size of it. It's almost light enough for you to carry with you. Although there's another tool called the Lansky Blade Medic that I can't seem to find many places in Canada, but once again I'll do another video on that one. That's a great little pocket sharpener. It almost totally replaces this. This is for home. This is what I use to get an edge on my knives. Good enough to shave with. It's very simple to use. This is also what I use to keep that edge. These are extra. This is the Super Sapphire polishing hone. Very nice. Very, very, very fine grit, and it almost. I mean, you could use it itself. You don't even need the stropping hone necessarily. I use the stropping hone because, yes, I like to put a final polish on it with super fine jeweler's polish or something on the knife, and it gives you almost a mirror finish. And remember, the sharper the knife is, the less work you have to do, and people get cut with a dull knife a lot easier than a sharp one. Gotta reorganize these a bit. Okay. Now the last thing I keep in here, that Lansky kit's brand new. About 3 months old. These I picked up from Lee Valley Tools, and these were what I used, plus a strop, to sharpen my knives for years. These are just simple Japanese water stones. They are very small, but they're pocket stones. Got one. This is the second one. You can see here, this one's 1,000 grit, this one is 6,000 grit. And they have held up very, very well over the years. This is almost like glass, it's so smooth. And here's I like to say coarse. This is the 1,000 grit one. These have lasted so well, I am sure I'll have a use. I apologize, I'm going to pause while that train goes by. No, he seems to have shut up. I don't believe it. Okay, he's done. I live just outside of a town in Parkland County, and there's a railway line about half a kilometer or so north of me, and they come through many, many times a day. But I hope that didn't disturb you too much. So these fit in. I did put an eye bolt on here right beside of the tang. I might take that out. Kind of interferes with it fitting in here. Just right back there. So back this all up. That little sound always concerns me a little bit. You've also got a couple spots there for locks. I would not say they're for bungee cords because there are none on the other side. Anyways, that would be about it. I hope you've enjoyed this video from Alberta Bushcrafter. I'm Dean. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Take care and good day.